Appreciate you joining us. Moving on, artificial intelligence platform for sales SiftHub has raised $5.5 million in a seed round of funding led by Matrix Partners India and Blume Ventures with participation from Neon Fund. Several angel investors also participated in this round. SiftHub claims it is revolutionizing how sales and pre-sales team discover up-to-date information and generate accurate responses. So no more "I will get back to you" that could lead to a lost opportunity. To elaborate further, joining me now is Manisha Raisingani, the founder of SiftHub. Manisha, welcome to Startup Street. First, tell us, how is SiftHub's AI platform empowering sales and pre-sales teams? What is the pain point you're solving for them? And then if you could take us through your offerings.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. So over 2 decades of experience, which I've had working with enterprises, building a startup and scaling the startup, we have seen, especially in the last decade, the number of apps and tools which any company uses is massively growing. And because of that, the knowledge is spread across multiple applications and multiple tools. So if clients ask you a question, you have to actually sift through multiple tools to give an accurate answer. And this has become a big pain point. That's how we decided to solve this for sales and pre-sales team and help them find answers in, seconds instead of hours.
Okay. Manisha, if you could elaborate on SiftHub's tech edge, how does it deliver secure, private and access controlled answers that also trace back to the source? So while you're helping companies generate personalized responses, tell us how you ensure transparency and reduce risk. If you could share a use case.
Sure. So ChatGPT was launched around 18 months back,
Yes.
right? And we saw the adoption of ChatGPT. In 2 months, it reached 200 million users. Still till today, people, general people, professionals are not really comfortable in using ChatGPT or any other open tools with their company information. What we are doing is we are using these open source LLMs, training and fine-tuning open source LLMs on industry-specific data.
Okay.
And combined with RAG technology, we are ensuring that the responses which we give are always grounded in companies' knowledge. One very important thing is you can't tell a salesperson or give a response which is generally available on the internet, because that might break your customer's trust.
Yeah.
That's how we are able to achieve, rigid access control and no hallucinations, basically.
All right. So SiftHub empowers sales and pre-sales teams to improve win rates and close deals faster. But Manisha, if you could give us a sense of the kind of efficiency that you bring in, is there a percentage that you can share?
Sure, absolutely. So if you see, whenever a company sells to other businesses, especially when the business is mid-market or enterprises, the sales cycle can last from a month to a year, depending on how big the deal is. Now, in this entire life cycle, there are multiple stages where customers keep on asking questions. Sometimes the questions are in the form of email, like you get a bunch of questions on email. Sometimes they ask you questions on call. Sometimes they send you InfoSec questionnaires, which has 100, 150 questions. And then they send you RFPs, which has 500 to 800 questions. Okay. So along this entire life cycle, we are helping them with workflow automation and getting the responses for all 200 questions in one go, rather than keeping on looking on, different screens, all tabbing, pinging people on Slack or Microsoft Teams to try to get an accurate answer. So we are looking at around 70-80% productivity gains when it comes to generating responses.
All right, that's a big number. But Manisha, if you could now talk to us about your clients, who are they, and also share specific use cases across industries.
Sure. So before, we finalized this idea, we actually spoke to 200 people. And the problem was really strong when we spoke to these people. Out of those, 100 were sales leaders. And we are working with a bunch of companies who are growing really fast and are in growth stage. So we just launched our platform actually 2 months back. And we have already converted our interviews into our early adopters and building and scaling the platform with them.
Okay.
One simple example of a use case would be, let's say if you're selling a SaaS product. Now, customer is asking you, when did you do your ISO certification? Would salesperson really have an answer to that? And the answer which salesperson currently gives is, I will get back to you. We want to eliminate, I will get back to you. The salesperson can just type the question on our platform, and we ensure that they get the right response in seconds.
Okay, Manisha, there is tremendous potential and competition in the sector that you're in. So how are you looking to capture a larger share of the $280 billion Gen AI revenue market? Where do you see the next leg of growth coming from?
So the journey has just started and we are very excited. The team is amazing. The kind of team we have built. Actually, we have a lot of ex-founders who are, leading their own functions. It is a big market, and this 280 billion Gen AI market is actually the new market which has been created in last 18 months, right? Before this, the productivity market was only $60 billion. Now we can say only 60 billion because 250 billion is a large number. So this use case, actually this tool can be used in multiple industries, right? From your medical equipment manufacturing companies to insurance companies to mutual funds industries, because in all these industries, there is a plethora of information which is available, and sales and pre-sales teams cannot memorize all the ins and outs of any product or service.
Absolutely. One final question before I let you go. Manisha, you are a seasoned SaaS entrepreneur and earlier co-founded a leading logistics SaaS platform, Loginext. What are the lessons learned and what's SaaS going to look like 10 years from now, if you could quickly answer that?
Sure. I think the biggest, I'm bringing in a lot of learnings, and I want to continue what actually I did at Loginext, which brought us success. But couple of things, this time I spoke to 200 people before actually designing the product or writing the first line of the code. And that has, given us a lot more confidence in terms of this is the right problem statement we are solving. And hiring early, senior people early on. That's how we have a bunch of ex-founders who have
Sure.
either sold their companies or got acquired.
All right, Manisha, we've run out of time, but many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today and wish you the very best for all your growth plans.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, continuing with our focus.